many of you have a passion for going to the mountains? Anyone here who loves traveling to the hills? Most people say they find peace in the hills. These people are fake. I'm telling you, they're AI, because in reality, you only enjoy the mountains when you're sitting inside the car. The moment you step out, you have to walk like hell. So my friend and I live in Roswell, Mexico. One day we decided, bro, the life here is way too flat. Let's go to the mountains for some adventure. Can you believe it? We were leaving Roswell to look for adventure. If you step out after 10 p.m. here in Roswell, even you start getting robbery vibes. There is an atmosphere, a certain thrill in the air. You look at someone across the road and feel like this is the perfect moment. Smash their head with a stone. I had always heard that people in the mountains are kind-hearted, simple, good-natured folks. But the moment we actually reached the hills, people started being rude to us. We somehow rolled into this hotel called Hyatt. I asked the guy, "Can you suggest a good place to explore?" He said, "Go on this trek, bro. You'll go crazy." I'm like, if I'll go crazy, why would I even go? Anyway, we decided to visit Havasupai Falls, where the trek is super famous. Everyone insists you have to do this trek. So I asked the guy again, "What's it like?" And instead of explaining, he pulls out his phone and starts showing me a YouTube video. I said, "Well, why would I go now? I've already seen it." Then he goes, "Bro, listen, it's my first day on duty. The manager warned me I am not allowed to slap anyone on day one. But I have one request. When you check out tomorrow, don't just disappear. Let's catch up before that." I said, "You donkey, just tell me one solid place to go." He said, "There is a trek around 8 kilometers from here. Go there. There's a gorgeous waterfall pouring down. There is a lake. It's magical. You will love it." We both just took off. There were 2 routes to reach. One simple route, the other, the trail of destruction. We looked into each other's eyes and said, "We are men, right? Why would we take the simple route? We'll go down the difficult route and get ourselves trashed." 2 warriors began the march. For the first 30 minutes, when the trail was smooth and calm, our friendship was flying high. We were hugging and all. "Bro, if you're here, I am breathing too, bro." But the moment we started going uphill, the annoyance kicked in. "Bro, tell me honestly, is your brain on vacation? Why did you drag me here?" "Dude, you were the one who said it, logically. So you just copy-paste whatever I say." We were grabbing each other's necks right there. I said, "At this rate, we're going to become martyrs." So we came up with a brilliant plan. After every kilometer, we would take a 4-hour nap. My friend immediately agreed, "Sounds good." But the joke was on us because in those mountains, 1 kilometer was actually arriving every 4 hours. And in our brains, there's this hormone called dopamine. It's supposed to make you feel happy. That dopamine just gave up and died right there in frustration. I usually love dogs, but when I saw one on that trail, I panicked, thinking it might sting me. My friend said, "Bro, dogs, bye, they don't sting." Finally, we reached the spot they had hyped up where there was supposed to be a majestic waterfall. What we found instead were 3 sad little drains trickling down into a muddy pit. And the locals? They were running a full-on scam, calling that pit a lake. Just imagine. We came all the way thinking we would dive into a refreshing natural bath. Instead, even the fish popped out of the water like, "You guys go ahead first, please. You've come from far, we live here. Please go ahead." I'm shameless by nature, so I went for it. The water was so uneven, my stomach was soaked, but my back stayed completely dry. Meanwhile, my friend was still chilling outside. I called out, "Come on, bro, join me!" And he said, "No, bro, you enjoy to the fullest. Only you can bath in a pathetic puddle like this." In that forest where there were no animals, no humans, somehow even there, a guy was busy selling noodles. This man wearing a jeans was grinding spices. He had never even left the forest. He knew he didn't need to go anywhere because fools like us would come find him. At one point, we said, "Bro, let's just head back now." But again, there were 2 ways to return. One easy way, and one that leads to certain death. Now, humans are supposed to learn from their mistakes, but animals don't. And while we looked like humans, our brains were fully ox level. We were still stuck in that mindset. We're men, bro. But this time, the confidence had dropped. My friend said, "We're men, damn it. We won't take the easy route. That's where the girls go." He pointed at the jungle path. "This is our way, where nature slaps you from all sides." So we walked. My friend goes, "Wow, I'm healing with nature. All my life's problems, gone." I looked at him and asked, "Bro, how is nature curing your piles, though?" Eventually, I pulled out the map to check our progress. It said the path would take 45 minutes. We walked non-stop for 45 minutes, checked again. Now it said 55 minutes to go. What kind of demonic route is this? Right then, like a miracle, we saw a guy coming towards us on a bike. We were like, "Thank God, someone's here." We waved him down and asked for a ride. He stopped, listened to us barely for a minute, and then said, "Bro, I would have given you guys a lift, but your conversation has shaken me to my core." He stared at us like we were ghosts. "So no, I'm not giving you a ride." I said, "No problem, bro. But before you leave, at least tell us, are we on the right path? We're heading to Hyatt Hotel, right?" He looked back and said, "Hyatt Hotel? That's 15 kilometers behind you. Keep going this way, and you'll end up in Israel." At that point, I just looked at my friend and said, "Bro, this much adventure was not in the plan." Anyway, after all that drama, the fake lake, the forest Maggie uncle, the ghost aunties, the bear trauma, the emotional damage, we finally made it back. Alive. Broken, but alive.